In Japan late 1990s, reality show wasn't just entertainment, it was an obsession. A twisted experiment that pushed its contestants beyond the edge of sanity. This is the story of Nasubi, the naked man trapped inside a show called Susune Denpa Shonen. Struggling comedian chasing a break in the cutthroat world of Japanese entertainment. The subject was Tomoki Hamatsu. Driven by a desperate hunger for fame, he took on a new identity, Nasubi, meaning eggplant, a nickname mocking the shape of his long face. When he signed the contract, he thought he was joining a game show. Instead, he was blindfolded, led into a bare soundproof 3x4 apartment, and given a single instruction: strip. The producer locked him. He was completely naked, isolated from the real world. And the game had begun. He was confined to this 12-square-meter room with no clothes, no food. The producer only gave small desk, paper, a pen, and a tower of Japanese magazines. The objective was simple: win 1 million yen worth of prizes through those sweepstakes. His world shrank to nothing: a concrete box, a desk, and his own thoughts. There was no food, no comfort, only tap water to keep him alive. For days, he starved, clinging to a single obsession: winning a sweepstake prize that he could finally eat. After days without food, his prayers were answered. A courier arrived at his door with his first prize, a single box of instant noodles. He was so happy, he danced around, like he was winning the grand prize. After 4 days of starving, he cooked the ramen, and ate it with tears. The twist is it wasn't recorded, it was a 24/7 live stream. With weekly segments broadcast to a primetime national audience of 17 million Japanese viewers. His desperate, naked existence in the box turned into the country's favorite form of entertainment. Without realizing it, Nasubi became the centerpiece of a real-life Truman Show. He had no idea how famous he was. Soon, his luck turned. He began winning bigger prizes, even a PlayStation, which he played almost non-stop. After 6 months, he reached halfway of achieving the goal. But fans starting to track down his apartment. The producers, terrified of losing their gold mine, blindfolded him and transferred him to a new, identical box. The shows had to continue. After a grueling 15 months, Nasubi finally did it. He had reached 1 million yen. The producers celebrated, telling him he had won. He was free. And then he was blindfolded and flown to Seoul, South Korea, for a lavish, all-expenses-paid victory trip. He was a champion. But the vacation was only an illusion. There's another twist in the show. He was blindfolded once more. He was led into what they called the final room. When the blindfold came off, he was confused. In front of him waited the same desk, same pen, same paper, and another tower of magazines. But this time, there was something new: a Japanese and Korean dictionary. The only difference is, he was in South Korea this time. Producer told him new objective: win enough prizes to afford a plane ticket back to Japan. His mind was fractured, but his body had adapted. Almost instinctively, he stripped naked. After a year of living without clothes, clothes now felt itchy and uncomfortable. The distinction between man and performance had disappeared. He had become part of the cage itself. Nasubi quickly achieved the new goal in just 2 months, earning enough to cover an economy-class ticket to Japan. Frustrated by his surprising efficiency, the producers raised the stakes to a business-class ticket. Yet again, in just 2 weeks, he completed it. Finally, they set the ultimate challenge: a first-class ticket. In less than a week, Nasubi astonishingly reached the goal. At last, they had no choice but to let him win. They awakened Nasubi and congratulated him. Then he was taken back to Japan for the so-called final celebration. When he removed his blindfold, he saw the desk and realized he was trapped. The game was far from over. He lowered his naked body to the floor, scribbling in the magazine once more. Turned out, the walls of his apartment, the symbol of his trauma and isolation, collapsed. He stood on a massive television stage, facing a cheering live audience. The cage, it turned out, had been nothing but a meticulously crafted set. He achieved fame, he became a celebrity, a national icon. But the cost was devastating. The cage was gone, but the scars remained. What would you have done in his position? Could you have survived?